A wonderful Saturday evening to you. I'm CBS 19 Weather Authority meteorologist David Reese with this February 1st Central Virginia weather video. We did have a couple of rain showers pass through the region earlier this afternoon, and that allowed us to see 207 inch of rain. It also means that we have seen rain every Saturday so far in 2020. That makes 5 straight Saturdays. I mean, when I was forecasting tonight, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put rain in the forecast next Saturday. There is a reason for it. I'm not just doing it willy-nilly, but if I were to do that, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, as far as your futurecast is concerned over the next couple of days, no real issue. Now, the bigger thing to talk about, really, is this stronger southerly breeze as we head into your Monday afternoon here, and that is going to push temperatures back into the upper 60s, close to 70, depending on just how many clouds we see. And as we look at your 500 millibar forecast map, you can see why. You have this big old ridge of high pressure developing here across South Florida and the Caribbean, and that area of high pressure is going to build up a little bit more as we talk about early next week. This is Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. You have a big dip in the jet stream back here. You have lots of energy out ahead of it. You can see several pieces of it scattered throughout. And really, this is going to be a messy forecast for the second half of the first week of February. We're talking about multiple waves of energy rotating over the top of us. You have one coming through sometime Wednesday evening, and the main storm system still back off to the west of us. You have several more waves of energy over the top of us on Thursday. Then you have the main event coming through early in the day on Friday before we finally start to say goodbye to that one. But another weak piece of energy sometime on Saturday could give us the chance for maybe a couple of more showers. The other thing to note too, as we talk about Wednesday, I know I talk about like the dip in the jet stream here. You can see that dip right there. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. But I also want to point out something else too, and that's important to the forecast. You can see the wind is, for the most part, going to follow these black lines. So you have wind coming in from the southwest here over the top of us. Then up here you have wind coming in from the northwest here. That's a lot of converging air here. And that's going to lead to an area of high pressure at the surface here across the northeast. That will come into play as we talk about Wednesday and Thursday's forecast highs. I'll show you that in just a second, but I want to show you something about the GFS as well, just to quickly talk about it. Similar conditions, again, area of high pressure across the south. Now, it does have the energy a little bit more strung out here. You're not seeing a solid wall of red here. You see one stronger piece of energy up here. I'll make this a different color into like a yellow or something. You can see that energy here, and then you have others back here. Whereas with the Euro, you didn't really have that. So it's a little more strung out, a little bit more disorganized. As a result, you don't see as much convergence up here across the northeast in terms of that convergence. I mean, there's still some, so that could impact things maybe by Thursday, but it's a little bit slower. So that's why there's going to be a discrepancy here for forecast highs as we talk about Wednesday and Thursday on the Euro and the GFS. I'm just showing you guys the European model. The GFS is similar, just a day slower. Now, as we talk about Monday, 60s, 70s across the region. I mean, look at all those 60s. Area of low pressure developing out here near Kansas City. That's going to trudge our direction. I mean, trudge. It's not going to do a whole lot. I mean, we have some 50s in store and 60s back in the forecast on Tuesday. A couple more clouds overhead will keep us generally a little bit cooler for your Tuesday afternoon. Now, remember me saying a stronger area of high pressure. You can see that developing here across the Great Lakes as we head into your Wednesday afternoon. Area of high pressure now over the top of say, Toronto almost, and that's going to push some colder air our direction. You can see it already here by Wednesday afternoon. This is cold air damming. This is cold air damming situation. You have the kinks in the isobars here. You have a kink right there, and that's cold air damming. That's kind of the Achilles heel to a lot of the forecast models, and really to our forecasting abilities as to when this will happen. The Euro has this happening Wednesday and during the day on Thursday. The GFS is about 24 hours slower with this. So as a result, we have quite a bit lowered the forecast high on Thursday. Now, Wednesday really just kind of depends, because also notice early Wednesday morning, I mean, we're talking about 50s here locally. So Wednesday could very well be one of those days where the high actually occurs early in the day as opposed to the middle of the afternoon. Also, you're not talking about too much distance between Raleigh and us, and talking about a forecast model a couple of days in advance. 130, 150 mile difference is not that great in reality. So that is something we will watch for, as at least for temperatures. Now, this would be above freezing, no ice or anything else. Now, the other thing to talk about too with that messy storm system is the potential for a lot of rain. Here's the European forecast. I'm going to start, you know what? No, let's start out with a more tame version. Let's go with the GFS, just to show you guys what we're kind of looking at here. This rain event looks to start in earnest later in the day on Wednesday and carrying over into your Thursday and Friday. Generally, I would say ½ inch to 1.5 inches. Notice the higher rain totals, though, back here in West Virginia. This all depends on an area of low pressure that's going to track somewhere across the Virginias. If it tracks pretty much from southwest Virginia, say near Bristol and areas of Grandfather Mountain in North Carolina, tracks up this way, heavier rain totals will be on the northwestern side of it. However, the European here, let's go ahead and switch everything for you here. Also get you back in time, so I'm not surprising you guys with everything going on. As we talk about Wednesday, it also has a chance for rain Tuesday. Not totally sold on that, but Wednesday, all right, here comes a rain, and then more rain, and then a lot more rain. I mean, this is probably one of the more extreme solutions on the board right now for rain totals. Over the next several days, it has in excess of 4 inches in many locations. Flooding would be a concern with that kind of rainfall. So this is something to watch, not only for rainfall purposes, but also temperature purposes, and just when those waves of rain arrive. So lots to kind of sort through, sift through over the next couple of days. Just know Wednesday, Thursday, Friday's forecast, highly variable right now, depending on how all of that energy plays out, where that area of high pressure is, where the area of low pressure is. So just giving you guys some behind the scene as to why we're forecasting the way we do, a little bit of Weather 101 as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and guys have a great Saturday evening. We'll catch you next time.